All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning, depends when you're watching this. Hey, you could even be watching this at night, so good night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and talk about today's lesson. We are actually on Chapter 7, Part 5. I can use a table to show equations with more than one operation. This is actually going to be the very last part of this chapter, and we're going to be moving on to the next chapter. So, let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking again at a table, and we're going to be looking at equations, and we're going to be solving those equations that are missing variables. So let's go ahead and get started with this problem right here. It says to complete the table, define output numbers when x is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I know in our last lesson with this, a lot of people were confused with how come we have all of these numbers right here. This is telling you that we're going to be using each and every one of these numbers on our table. We're just going to be using them one at a time. So now if we go ahead and look at our table a little bit more, notice we have those numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we also have the number 1 right there. And also the number 1 has an output to it. Also, we have our input, which is x, and our output, which is y. The last thing we should notice is that, hey, we have an equation up here. So let's go ahead and go back to the equation. The equation is 2 times, in parentheses, 9 minus x plus 3 equals y. Now this might look really confusing, but all you have to do is you have to go ahead and just put the numbers in on the variables. So let's go ahead and get started with our number 1 right here. Look and see what they do. They take 2 times, parentheses, 9 minus. Now originally they had the letter x, but instead of using x, because our input's right here, we're going to use the number 1. Parentheses, plus 3 equals y. So now what we have to do is we have to solve for what we see right here. 9 minus 1 equals 8. Now I have 2 times 8 plus 3. Order of operations, we got to do 2 times 8 equals 16 plus 3 equals 19. So that is how they got 19. Now that seems like a lot of work, but I promise you it's really not that bad. Let's try another one, and I'll slow it down just a little bit. Here we have the number 2. So here's my equation. 2 times 9 minus x, close parentheses, plus 3 equals y. Here's my x that I got to figure out, and we know that my second x to figure out is that 2. So we're going to take this 2, and we're going to move this 2 all the way up here. I'll even go ahead and put the number 2 in there. All right? So now what we can do is we can go ahead and start solving this. We know that 9 minus 2 equals 7. So now we have 2 times 7 plus 3. And of course I know that I'm going to go ahead and do my multiplying first, which equals 14 plus 3 equals 17. Now that is interesting. Watch what happens. Our numbers here are getting bigger, and yet these numbers are getting smaller. That's an interesting observation. Let's try another one. Here we have our 3. So we can go ahead again, put our equation 2 times 9 minus our x, so we're going to put 3 in there, plus 3 equals y. Well, I know that I'm going to take 9 minus 3 equals 6. I'm going to say 2 times 6 equals 12, and 12 plus 3, that equals 15. Interesting. If we keep on going, we would find that our next number would be 13, and our last number would be 11. All right, so then taking this information down here, if we use 3, we have 15. We use 4, we'd have 13. And we use 5, we have 11. Describe the patterns we see in this table. Well, I know that in my y's are all odd, and my x's are going down by 1. Down by 1. All right, and that is what we're going to be focusing on today. What I'm going to tell you again is take the information they give you. We know all of the x's, what they're giving us here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's up to us to take those x's and to put them into the letter x on my equation. It's up to me to take these numbers here and put them into this number here one at a time. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later.